Hey, Mike the Marketing Medic here, and I want to tell you a quick story about how I helped a couple of basically streetwalkers on the streets of Las Vegas with their sales and marketing and how those same strategies can probably be used to help your own business. So the story actually starts in the Grand Canyon. I was in the Grand Canyon, rafting the Grand Canyon about 3 weeks ago. And after the Grand Canyon, I had to go to Maui. So in between the Grand Canyon and Maui, I spent 2 days layover in Las Vegas. And I was there all by myself. And the one night I was there, I went to Sammy Hagar's restaurant, Cabo Wabo. So I'm sitting on the railing there, watching the fountains at the Bellagio, and the waitress was bringing me some pretty strong margaritas. All right. Anyway, I'm just sitting there on the railing. I'm people watching, and I noticed that there's two women down on the sidewalk, and they're very scantily dressed in these red outfits, and they're trying to get people to pay them to have their pictures taken with them. All right. And I noticed that pretty much nobody was taking them up on that offer. So I listened really closely. I was trying to hear what they're saying. I was trying to hear what their marketing and sales strategy was. And basically what they were doing is, as people were walking by, they were saying, do you want a picture? All right? Which makes sense, because that's what they were selling. They were selling pictures. But what I noticed is that they weren't discriminating at all about who they asked. They basically asked anybody with a pulse who walked by or even rolled by. All right? So they were asking everyone if they wanted a picture, and they're coming off as a little bit desperate. So I came up with a plan for them that I think would help them with their business. So before you make a sale, you can't go right in for the hard close, okay? You can't say, do you want a picture? That is the end, but nobody wants a picture, right? Nobody wants any like physical thing. People don't go to the hardware store because they want a drill, all right? People go to a hardware store because they want a hole somewhere in their house, and the drill is what's going to provide them with the means to the end, all right? So why would I get my photo taken with these two scantily clad women? All right, so I started thinking a lot of that. What is the benefit to me to have that photo taken? So two things. First, I thought that they needed to warm themselves up with their audience before they go in for the sale. So one easy thing would just to be to open up a conversation with the people. So these are relatively attractive women. They've definitely got great bodies. They've got great outfits. And I'll tell you why relatively in a couple minutes. But the thing is that what if they just said, hey, can I ask you a question? Okay. Oh, let me step back first. First, they needed to find their avatar. I'm sure people have gotten their pictures taken with them before, and I needed them to understand who those guys were. And I say guys because they're primarily going to be guys, right? They're not going to be, grandmas. They're not going to be moms with small children. They're mostly going to be guys that are there partying with their buddies that want to have fun with women, right? That's their avatar. So as one of their client avatars walks by, all these girls can do is say, hey, can I ask you a question? Now, that is a lot less imposing than, hey, you want a picture, right? So once the guy stops, like, oh, yeah, what's your question? She can just ask, what are you doing in Vegas? And now you start a dialogue. Oh, you're in Vegas with your buddies for a bachelor party. Did all your friends make it, or only a few of you make it down? And obviously, all their friends aren't going to make it down. Then they can go on from there. It's like, hey, wouldn't you want a really cool photo to send back to your buddies to show them how much fun you're having in Vegas? For only $5, we'll do this. You can do this picture. I know somebody like you, $5 is nothing. Let's do this, right? Now you've got somebody on the hook. They're stopped. They're engaged with you. Now, if they say no, they're going to look like a cheapskate, right? It's easy just to say no and brush somebody off as you're walking by. But once you're stopped face to face, it's a lot harder to say that no. Another thing they could have done when they saw the avatar walking by is even jumped up the queue a little bit in the questions. It's like, hey, you want to make your friends jealous? And as a guy, we all want to make our friends jealous. So that would stop somebody in their tracks too. So those have been two really good ways for them to break the ice, get interacting with their client before they went to the sale. It's like, hey, if you want to make your friends jealous, then all you need to do is pay me X dollars, and we'll do this really awesome picture that you could Facebook to them and show them how much fun you're having and show them what a loser they are for not being here, right? And then that brings me to the upsell. So I think another problem they might have had is I did see one guy get his photo taken, but he didn't pay. And then the girls had like a pimp or something off to the side who came and actually took the guy's camera and deleted the photos before he walked away. That got a little tense there for a bit. But But yeah, what they could have also done is determine what their price point is, because I think they might have been charging $20 for a photo, which may be fair or maybe not. I don't know. But what they needed to look at is how much volume they can do in an hour and how much money they can make. So maybe $20 is too much. Maybe $5 is too little. Maybe $10 is a sweet spot. Maybe everybody would say yes to 10. As much as they would to 5, but they would say no to 20. And if you could double or triple or quadruple the number of people coming through, then you're going to make that much more money, even if you're charging less. But then from there, they could go with the upsell, right? So for $5 or $10, you get a picture with them like this, but for an extra $5, we'll kiss you on the cheek. For an extra $5, we'll show a picture of us like with our hand on your butt. And yeah, then they could even go farther based on their comfort zone, right? For like an extra $30, you could put your hand on our butt and get your picture taken with that. So there were upsells that they had available to them. Now, the problem was, this was a great idea. I was so psyched to share this with them. But when I went down and started to talk to them, I learned that they're from Brazil and they didn't really speak much English and they didn't understand anything I was saying. And then the other problem I found is I think they're pretty high on drugs, and based on their teeth and the overall skin complexion, I think they're probably on heroin. So they had a really hard time standing still. They had a really hard time focusing, and my conversation with them didn't go very well. But I did talk to their pimp. He was from Brazil too, and his English was a little bit better, and he was really interested in what I had to say. And we had a really good conversation, and it took me a few... we did a little bit of charades, but I think he understood it. And then after I left, I saw him go over to his girls to share with them what he'd learned. So anyway, just think about that moving forward with your business. Are you going for the, hey, do you want a picture right up front? Are you building rapport with your audience? Do you have an upsell in place? Do you have all those things at the ready so that you can maximize your profits? After I left the girls, I was walking back to my hotel room and I met a drug dealer. And if you want to hear that story, make sure you like this video. And next week, I'll tell you the story about the marketing advice I gave to the Las Vegas drug dealer. All right. Look forward to you seeing your likes, and I'll tell you that story then. All right. See ya.